Good day guys, today i-review natin itong 2024 Mazda BT50. Ito yung 4x4 na top of the line model nila. At na-discover ko na you can have this for only 1.6 million, which I will explain later. Imagine 1.6 million for a 4x4 pickup, tapos meron pang 5 years pre-maintenance. It's one of the most underrated pickups in the market today. It's actually value for money. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, yung underpinnings nito at saka yung engine is basically the same as the Isuzu D-Max. So you know that it will be durable and reliable. Okay, let's see kung ano yung mga features nitong Mazda BT50. Let's start muna with its exterior and physical features. Itong Mazda BT50 is actually a genuine expression of Mazda Kodo design on a truck. As you can see here, the front end niya looks the same as the other models of Mazda. Very prominent yung grille niya. Actually, sa mga pickups today, siya yung pinaka-elegant looking. At ang pinaka-favorite kong feature nito, yung kanyang headlight. Full LED headlight siya, na may similar design sa Mazda 3 na parang may halo. At dito sa lower portion, meron siyang additional lighting system at saka merong LED fog lights. So pagdating sa front end niya, very clean yung execution compared sa D-Max. And what I like here is yung kanyang fluidity of design compared to other pickups na may rugged looks. At yung wheels niya is 18-inch alloy wheels na silver with machine finish. Ang gulong niya is 265/60R18. Yung side mirror niya is power adjust and power fold with chrome garnish, pero wala siyang camera for 360. At dito sa upper portion ng windshield, meron siyang camera or sensors para sa ADAS. If you look at the side profile, it's actually a D-Max. Magkaiba lang sa execution pagdating sa front end. At meron din siyang simple character lines that uplifts the side profile of this pickup truck. And also, ang nakagandahan ako dito, yung design ng side steps niya. May silver accent siya. At dito sa rear portion, naka-drum brakes pa rin siya, hindi siya naka-disc brake. Wala din siyang cover dito sa ilalim, unlike yung Triton saka Ranger na merong cover yan, which makes it look cleaner. At dito sa roof portion, meron siyang roof rail na pwede mong lagyan ng mga accessories. Pagdating naman dito sa rear portion, it's very simple and minimalist at the same time. Dito sa rear portion, mas type ko yung design ng D-Max kaysa dito. Especially yung design ng D-Max bumper na naka-integrate dun sa body. At ang nagpapa-outdated na parts dito is yung taillight niya. Hindi pa rin siya LED. Sana ginawa nilang LED yan para magmukhang modern yung look niya. Anyway, okay pa rin naman yung design niya kung titingnan mo. Okay, buksan natin yung tailgate niya. So dito sa rear, just like the Triton, wala din siyang tailgate assist. Pero actually, mas magaan siya compared dun sa Triton na sobrang bigat talaga. Dito sa bed, wala siyang power outlets. Meron lang siyang anchoring points, just like the other pickups in the segment. Yung bed dimensions, pareho lang sa D-Max. And then, meron siyang rear mount stoplight dun sa bandang taas. Okay, check naman natin yung interior niya. Dito naman bumawi si Mazda. Dating sa interior, yung kanyang steering wheel is tilt and telescopic. Dito naman sa left side, nandito yung control for the instrument cluster and head unit. Dito naman sa right is yung control for adaptive cruise control or ADAS na meron siyang stop and go function. Again, gusto ko yung quality ng leather ni Mazda. As you can see here, ganun din yung feel ng leather just like the other models ng Mazda. At nandito yung traction control button, yung pag-open ng gas at saka yung opening ng hood latch niya. At dito meron siyang 8-way power adjustment pero wala siyang lumbar support. At least automatic na siya just like other pickups in the market. At dito yung quality ng materials ay very premium to be honest. And then nandito yung switch niya for the side mirrors at saka sa windows pero yung driver side lang niya ang automatic. Dito naman sa top portion, plastic, at dito sa lower portion may mga soft touch material. And then dito merong speaker at saka dito rin yung bottle holder. Yung dashboard niya is combination ng plastic at saka soft touch. Ito yung soft touch material, and then dito sa portion ito yung plastic. So itong soft touch na material malambot siya at saka high quality. Dito lang medyo underwhelming. It's a combination of digital and analog. Medyo maliit lang yung digital portion doon sa gitna. At meron siyang 9-inch infotainment screen with wireless Apple CarPlay na rin. Kagandahan nito, meron pa rin siyang physical button sa volume knobs. At dito sa baba yung control niya for the aircon. It's dual zone automatic control. At dito sa part na to, nandito yung 4x4 switch niya. Meron siyang 12-volt socket here at meron kang additional na USB port for connectivity. Wala lang siyang Type-C. And then, nandito yung button for the parking sensor at saka sa heated seats niya. Left and right yan, yung downhill assist at saka yung sa deep lock niya. Dito sa dashboard, meron siyang additional storage. And then, meron din siyang glove box compartment dito na decent naman ang size. Yun nga lang, hindi siya dump. Dito sa taas, black yung kanyang headliner. And then, meron siyang sunglass holder. At yung ilaw niya dito is hindi pa LED. Dito sa sun visor, meron siyang ilaw at saka yung vanity mirror. Ganon din dito sa passenger side. Meron din siyang vanity mirror at saka ilaw. Yung black headliner niya adds to the premium feel. And then, meron kang additional speaker for the 8-speaker system. At yung interior light niya dito is hindi rin LED. The good thing here is retractable yung handle niya. Unlike dun sa Hilux na hindi ganyan. I like yung continuity ng design ng dashboard up to the sidings niya. Mas nagagandahan ako sa design nito kaysa rin sa design nung sa Isuzu D-Max. At dito sa ilalim ng armrest, medyo nalilitan ako sa space niya. At wala din siyang charging port. Okay, check naman natin itong rear portion. Meron din dito map pocket just like dun sa D-Max. Spacious naman siya. Ang na-notice ko lang medyo mababa yung sa thigh support niya. Pero yung quality ng leather na ginamit dito is on the premium level. In terms of quality ng seat, mas maganda talaga siya. Mas plush yung experience. At dito sa likod, meron siyang charging point na USB Type-A. Yun nga lang, wala siyang USB Type-C. And the nice thing here is meron siyang aircon vent dito sa likod. And yung design motif dito sa rear panel niya is the same din as the front. Yung space naman here is adequate. Kaya lang medyo mababa yung seat base niya. At medyo mataas yung center tunnel niya. Meron din siya ditong center armrest with cup holders. Hindi ko lang mabuksan kasi may balot na plastic. At meron ditong headrest sa center. Okay, check naman natin kung naiitaas itong upuan sa likod. Ang maganda rito, 60-40 yung split ng seat niya. Unlike yung sa iba na bench type lang. At dito sa ilalim ng seat, meron siyang storage. At dun sa kabila, meron ding storage area. So, meron kang flexibility in terms of using the seats. So, overall, ito ang may pinaka-premium na feel sa interior compared mo doon sa ibang pickup truck sa market. Kung i-compare mo sa Ranger, I feel like mas gusto ko yung interior vibe nito. Minimalist yung design niya but it has a premium feel. Kumbaga, less is more. Ang hindi ko lang feel yung quality ng infotainment system at saka nung instrument cluster. Okay, punta naman tayo sa most important aspect, yung engine niya. Ang engine niya is 3-liter na 4JJ3, which is the same as the D-Max. It produces 190 PS and 450 Nm of torque. So, yung review ko sa D-Max, same din ng performance nito. Yung refinement ng engine nito is at par with the segment. Pero hindi siya ang pinakatahimik. Pero it's up there. In terms of power delivery, it's one of the best. Kahit na hindi class-leading yung specs niya on paper, pero ang ganda ng performance niya. At the same time, it's very fuel efficient. And this engine is mated to a 6-speed transmission. So even yung 6-speed transmission niya is very smooth shifting. Kasi yung mating niya with the engine is actually good. So in terms of durability, subok na itong 4JJ3. So hindi ka madidihado dito. At the same time, yung parts availability is maganda. Kasi it has the same engine nga as the Isuzu D-Max. So I think this is one of the selling aspects ng pickup na to, which I will tackle later. So check naman natin yung mga safety and security features niya. Meron siyang 7 airbags including knee airbags. Meron siyang ABS, ESC, front and rear parking sensor, reverse parking camera, meron ding immobilizer, burglar alarm, smart keyless entry, meron siyang hill descent control, hill launch assist, at saka yung rear differential lock, at saka yung remote engine start. Meron din siyang lane departure warning, autonomous emergency braking, automatic high beam control, at saka yung forward collision warning. At meron din siyang adaptive cruise control with stop and go function. Okay, let's summarize. Gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, ito yung pinaka-underrated na pickup. Pero kung titingnan mong mabuti, ito yung pinaka-pulido. It's really value for money sa mga features na binibigay niya. In addition, meron pa siyang free 5 years PMS. So, ang laking tipid sa maintenance. At yung selling price niya is papalo na lang sa 1.6 million pag in-apply mo yung discount. Pero it will be considered a 2023 model. Okay, let's tackle naman yung pros and cons. Ang number 1 pro nito is yung kanyang engine na Isuzu. Very durable. Since ang makina niya is the same as the D-Max, so wala kang problema in terms of reliability. So kahit ma-phase out halimbawa itong model na to, hindi ka magwo-worry sa spare parts kasi Isuzu nga yung mga parts niya. And another thing is yung fuel efficiency niya. Sa buong class ng PPVs or pickup trucks, kung fuel efficiency ang hanap mo, ito talagang 4JJ3 ang the best. Kahit 3.0 liter siya, sobrang tipid niya sa diesel. Another advantage yung kanyang premium quality. So, pwede mo siyang gamitin for work or play, for business, or for leisure. Kumbaga, very presentable siya. Another positive thing here is meron siyang free 5-year maintenance service. So, wala kang babayaran sa iyong PMS. Meron lang silang scheduled PMS. So, libre yung oil, libre yung mga filters, etc. for 5 years. So, wala ka nang aalalahanin pa sa maintenance cost. At meron din siyang 5 years warranty. Pero alam nyo, low volume seller ang Mazda eh. Ang kagandahan naman nun is kokonti lang kayong magpapa-PMS. So, mas mabilis ang service compared dun sa ibang brands na marami kayo. And the best of all is yung price niya. Imagine, meron kang top of the line 4x4 pickup at about 1.6 million plus. Ang price kasi nito is 1.79 million eh. Pero pag in-apply mo yung discount, magiging 1.6 million na lang. So, if you are on a budget at naghahanap kayo ng 4x4 na pickup, magandang tingnan itong Mazda BT50. I mean, it's not a perfect pickup. Meron ding mga outdated na parts. Pero for the price you're paying for, maganda ring investment itong BT50. Anyway, ano naman yung mga negatives niya? Unang-una, wala siya 360 cam. So kung mahalaga yun sa iyo, medyo pag-iisipan mo yun. Tapos yung kanyang head unit, hindi ganun ka-premium ang quality. Another negative thing is medyo mabigat yung kanyang steering wheel, just like yung Toyota Hilux. Another negative thing is wala siya nung Type-C na charging port, which is normal na sa mga sasakyan ngayon. At wala din siya nung wireless charger. Another negative for me, wala siyang tailgate assist. Medyo mabigat yung kanyang tailgate. And another thing na nagpapa-outdated sa kanya, yung kanyang rear tail lights, hindi siya LED. So kapag tinignan mo yung brake lights niya, malakas siyang makaluma. Another issue here yung kanyang bump steer. Kasi yung Isuzu D-Max saka itong BT50, parang may problem siya dun sa kain ng gulong dun sa harap. So as of now, wala pa rin claim si Isuzu at saka si Mazda tungkol sa issue na ito. Pero sa ibang bansa like sa Australia, nagkaroon na ng recall about this. And another thing is, I think yung design language niya is not for everybody. Medyo iba kasi ang take ni Mazda dito eh. Usually, ang mga pickup medyo rugged at saka boxy yung design. Pero dito, medyo fluid kasi ang pagkakadesign niya eh. Pero for me, nagagandahan ako sa design niya. It's different and it's something more sophisticated than usual. At the end of the day, it's still a Mazda. Alam naman natin ang Mazda is for premiumness. So, yan ang mga pros and cons niya. But to me, the pros outweighs the cons. Yung mga negatives niya, I consider them minor. Kumbaga, for the price you're paying for, it's no-brainer. It's a good deal eh. So, to me, kung gusto mo maiba at magkaroon ka ng elegant na feeling sa isang pickup na para ka naka-SUV, I think this is a good choice. You will be cruising in style, it's bold and minimalist, and you have that strong, dependable 3-liter diesel engine from Isuzu. Alam naman natin yung every Mazda interior is a work of art. And this Mazda BT50 is no exception. I mean, meron mga konting materials na medyo cheaper ang quality than other models nila. Pero considering na it is a pickup, napakaganda na ng interior nito. For that idea of utilitarianness sa mga pickups. Comparing this to the interior of the Isuzu D-Max, I will still choose this interior. Sa Isuzu D-Max, maganda rin naman siya, pero nandun pa rin yung sense ng pagka-track light niya. And lastly, meron siyang driver connection without sacrificing yung real-world usability. So, is it worth it given its price point? Yes, definitely. No-brainer na value for money ito, considering top of the line siya na 4x4 at that selling price. Okay, hanggang dito na lang. I hope I have given you some insights about this Mazda BT50. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, see you again in my next vlog. Bye!